and welcome to this new Let's Play of Because We Are Here, Mohnblume und Blaue Rose, Act 1. So I decided to, after our live, to play some more indie visual novels. And I picked this one out because, well, its setting is not something I've seen covered before in visual novels. I think it was World War I, right? So yeah, this will be an interesting experience to have something a bit more historical on that side and not on... Well, I am reading a lot of villainous manhwas, but I'm kind of getting tired of that kind of historical. So this would be really nice to get into this time period this time. So let's see how it goes. I got the permission to record the first act. So let's go. Studio Elfriede. Oh, it's a nice style, really. I awaken with a jolt. Through bleary eyes, the familiar scenery of the bunker slowly pieces itself together. Outside, I hear shouting, gunfire. I feel groggy. Explosions. My head is swimming. Men roaring. I drag myself to my feet and manage to stand, wobbling on the spot for a second. I am alone. There's nobody here. Where did everyone go? What's going on? I slowly lurch forward with a couple of steps. Suddenly, a soft rustling echoes throughout the dugout. The cloth concealing the bunker's entrance is thrown back, and a faint hazy light begins to filter inside. A man enters. He's disheveled but calm. I can imagine everyone would be a bit disheveled in a war. He wears the uniform of a soldier, and his youthful face ill-fits his haggard gaze. Seeing me, he quickly makes his way over. He reaches out, places his hand into mine, and squeezes me tightly. I can see the unmistakable weight of suffering in his eyes. Eyes that have shone with the light of kindness in days gone by. His breathing is soft and warm. He opens his mouth, but can find no words. My eyes finally rise to meet his. Elfriede raus, I see. I'm kind of proud that I can probably pronounce almost every name in this game correctly. Ah, yes. Bilingual. As his body moves closer to mine, I realize that I've been waiting for this moment, and that I've always known how I would respond, the same way that any woman would respond. Huh? I reach for the rusted pistol resting on a nearby desk, and without thinking, shoot him! I unload into this unknown man's chest. The attacker's grip is wedged from my arm as he's blown back against the dugout wall. I shoot a second time, for good measure. He slumps over with a low, dry go. His head droops onto his shoulder and a thin trickle of blood runs down his chin. His Leylandian uniform is stained and torn. What's going on? What's a Leylandian doing here? Has the attack started? Not just an attack. They've reached our lines? They're actually here? Ah, enemy soldier. If things have kicked off already, if they're in our trench, I need to find them. could wait in the bunker? No. If you won't come to me, I'll have to go looking. The music is also very fitting, I like it. Cautiously, I emerge into the trench. The frantic haze of battle threatens to overwhelm me, but I press on. The sky is filled with shell blasts and soaring shrapnel. The rattle of our guns lead me to believe that the screams and cries out on no man's land are from those who would be tumbling onto a trench with weapons drawn otherwise. I spy a couple more Leylandians up ahead. They have their backs to me, so I suppose it's my move. My wits fail me. I can repeat the scene in the dugout. I bolt around the nearest corner, back the way I came then, I suppose. I look around. This trench had been all but abandoned. The cacophony of battle fills the air. Few Leylandians appear to have made it to our front lines, though the ones that did are presumably responsible for the smattering of corpses laid out in front of me. I work my way into a corner and plant myself against the sandbags there. The mud quickly soaks through my skirt. Shall I play dead? I don't see anybody at the moment, but my eyes are peeled. I'll play dead if I need to play dead. How did this happen? How did none of us think they might... And where is everyone? Are they really all gone? I'm suddenly very aware that, despite everything that's happened this past year, everyone I've met, everything that's been promised to me, I've somehow never felt so completely alone. Look, I don't want to say anything stupid or presumptuous or... I'm really not a dramatic person, I swear, genuinely I'm not. Alright, I guess there's not much point worrying about that now. Alright, well, here we go. I suppose what's happened is I found love where I shouldn't have been looking. Well, no, that sounds terrible, ignore that. Listen, I wasn't looking. And I didn't mean love. Not in the sense of things going well, or things being... Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. I've misrepresented what I was trying to... Look, it was only supposed to be a throwaway comment. Stop analyzing it. The point I'm trying to make is I am in trouble. There's a war on. A great big war. The Great War. It all started when there was this border thing. Basically, these soldiers and then these big politicians fellas were trying to... It doesn't matter. None of this matters. And if things continue the way they have these last few minutes, there's every chance it's all about to matter exponentially less. Footsteps. I close my eyes and slump my head into my chest. Just a run-of-the-mill dead girl here, no point investigating further, none at all. He walks right up to me, he kneels down. I don't think my heart has beat this fast in my entire life. This could be it? I mentally map out my hand's path to the pistol in my jacket. It's too far. If this guy twigs, then I'm done. End of Elfriede. No epilogue. Please don't notice. Move on. Go. Don't investigate. Do not investigate. Please. I feel something gentle on my cheek. The man's hand is icy with cold and coated in mud and filth. But I don't mind. Before I open my eyes, I know who this is. I know it's him. Elfriede? Are you... I knew they were gonna cut away at that point. I knew it. Ah, her despairing look into the future, I see. So I guess we're gonna jump back 1 year. 9 months earlier. Sling is at war with Leyland. I repeat, Wessling is at war with Leyland. The brave boys of a united Wessling will never to intimidation and let the Leyland devils milk us of our land and our livelihoods. Our Whistlinger men of age are encouraged to join up, serve the country with vigor, and earn a place in history. For those of you just turning in, Whistling is at war with Leyland, I repeat. Elfriede raus. My name is Elfriede Raus. I live in a small country called Buschberg. Oder Buschberg. It's nice. I like to think I'm quite a high flyer in town. Stories of my legendary wit and wisdom mean everyone always comes to old Elfriede for advice, and I try and keep my finger on the pulse of Buschberg's flourishing social. None of this is true. I work at the post office, and I've got one friend. Sorry, I don't know what I was trying to. I panicked. So yes, occasionally I'm out delivering the post, but mainly I'm just a desk clerk. There's an awful lot to sort every day, but I think I'm good at my job. By which I mean I have never stolen any checks. That report just now has been going round and round the radio all morning, and it's thrown me. I feel dizzy and numb. Dizzy and numb. Do they usually go together? Well, that's how I'm feeling anyway. I'm not a doctor. What's going to happen? Is this going to be a big thing? Surely not. Big things don't happen, not really. You hear about big things having happened, but they don't usually happen. That's what everyone thought about the pandemic, I think. People talk about them, but nobody's actually in them. Will it affect me? It's not like women are going to be expected to do much. It will be the men who have to go. Still, I'm cautious, right? Everything feels kind of up in the air right now. I sat, transfixed, captivated by the radio this morning. Time slowed to a crawl, then came to a halt entirely. The world was still. What I'm trying to say is, I'm an hour late for work. Apparently time wasn't standing as still as I first thought. Well, there's nothing I can do right this second. I just have to try and clear my head and start the day. Act 1. Never such innocence. Right, here we go. Deep breath. Hopefully, Mr. Miller's not too angry. Could pretend I thought everyone was supposed to turn up at 10. I don't think she'll believe that. I've worked here for 5 years. Could tell the truth about the radio distracting me and try to get sympathy because my cereal went soggy. I don't think she'll believe I'm the victim here. I am the victim. That was an appalling breakfast. Nope, whatever way you look at it, I've really messed this up, good and proper. Come on, Elfriede. Courage. And into the valley of death. Mrs. Millers, I'm so sorry I'm late. There was all the excitement and I forgot to set my alarm and I had a heart attack. I think she bought it. Oh, don't worry about it, Elfriede. Take all the time you need. And why not? Just a normal day, right? No breaking national news, right? She didn't buy it. It's not like this is the busiest morning we've had in years, right? Nothing like that, right? Sorry, I'm so sorry. How can I help? Too late now. It died down now. But if it picks up again, all hands on deck. Mrs. Miller sighs and shoots a sideways glance at the rickety old door that leads to the office's kitchen. And believe it or not, you're still only my second worst employee today. You mean... Before I can continue, a young man emerges from the back room and strikes a triumphant pose, legs apart and head held high. He attempts a roar. His voice breaks a little as soon as he begins. His face betrays an immediate realization of what a bad idea the roar was, but his overall mood is unshaken. Fear not, ladies, the cavalry has arrived. August Well. This is August, he's a postman, so I see him pretty much every day. You remember that one friend I mentioned? Unfortunately, this is him. Unfortunately. Be nicer to your one friend, Elfriede. Recently, he's been a little, shall we say, excitable. I would wager he's loving all this. I've got to say I'm absolutely loving all this. There we go. He's been standing here spouting platitudes about a man's place in the world since about 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock? August, your road finishes at 8. Except he was late too, wasn't he? The news broke while I was out there. How could I contain myself? The town was already aflutter. 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 Quite decidedly aflutter. Everyone's out and about. It's so alive out there. Like when the fair comes to town. I don't know if I would compare an upcoming war with a fair. God. But I've heard how it was back then. People didn't really take the First World War serious, and they were just super excited about it and made their own fantasy about how cool and honorable and stuff it's gonna be, and then all those hopes came crashing down horribly. Seriously? Oh, absolutely. Everyone's desperate to discuss this whole business. Desperate to find out if you've thrown your lot in for the fatherland. In reality, we've had a lot of complaints about August giving randomly selected old ladies his life story on the doorstep. I've only moved to the next house when I could tell they felt secure in their homes, and they knew I was representing Boschberg with pride out there. When they threatened him with legal action. You don't understand, this is my chance. My God-given opportunity to escape the drudgery of civilian life. Oh gosh. How should I react to all this? I'm not sure you've ever cut the mustard here. That's a bit mean. Let's be a bit nicer. But if you think it's the tragedy of civilian life, then who am I to argue? That is to say, pay that line no heed, Elfriede. That was really for Miller's ears only. This has genuinely been going on all morning. We're so behind on work. August, you in particular have a lot of sorting to catch up on. A true man has no need for trifling bureaucratic concerns. Oh no. I have other priorities now. Priorities like doing my country proud. You will just die and no one will remember, dude. You cannot cage a wild animal, Miller. Oh god. And this post office is definitely a cage. A giant evil cage. A cage. I'm speaking metaphorically. Yes. I am the wild animal. I know, My word. I know, August. Why did you even come in today then? If these are your true feelings now? You've come to say you know where to stick your job, is that it? No, not at all. A true man's strength is in his restraint. That's definitely better than the other stuff you've been spouting. So... so you want to say you know where to stick your job. In an ideal world. A world free of consequence. No, that's not... Well, what's your game, August? Come on, spill it. August straightens himself up and affects... Not quite a dignified tone, most certainly his closest approximation. Alright, yes, I admit it. Brace yourself, ladies, for the truth can be a hard pill to swallow. Really? I'm going to war. I apologize if I've been somewhat of a closed book thus far, but yeah, right. Eesh. But the fate of the continent will be written by men like myself. Mrs. Miller, here comes a time in every man's life when he must gracefully step back from his job at the post office. And today is that time. That day. I feel this sudden grace is something to do with you needing a job to come back to once everything died down. If you come back. Trying to convince himself that was a joke, August forces a laugh. The point at which Miller's words sink in is painfully obvious to behold. Would you like me to grovel? Because I can grovel. A true man knows when to play dead, it seems. Mrs. Miller, I take August shifts for the time being. Are you sure about that? Of course, all got to pull together, they were saying on the radio. Very considerate. Well, Alfreus helped lessen the blow, but I was planning on keeping the job warm for you anyway, August. It's rare to find someone who's consistently quite so enthusiastic at 6 in the morning. Ah, wonderful news, thank you, Miller. Allowing a soft smile to creep past his bravado, August glances at me out of the corner of his eye. And, thanks, Elfriede. Don't worry about it. So, August, you signed up? No. I didn't sign up, no. Never got to actually do it. Oh dear. Oh, my giddy aunt. What's wrong with you? Miller, I'm really sorry, and this is really important. I'm sorry I said it was drudgery, and I'm sorry about the thing with the old ladies, and you really need to let me go out of work just for a tiny bit because this is really... Alright, I'll allow it. Oh, brilliant. What's wrong, you? Not wanting to listen to this every day for the war's duration? Fair play, right. Adieu, ladies. Time to make history. Oh boy. What's wrong? Well, hypothetically speaking, precisely where would one go to sign up? Mrs. Miller sighed deeply and rests her forehead in her hand. If you'd listened to a single thing anyone other than yourself had said all day, you would know that the young men are all coveting at the town square at lunch. There's going to be a big recruitment drive. Ah, superb. The people there ought to be more your speed than the grannies you've been chatting to in these overhung avenues. You can go once the time is right. Until then, we've got a whole of parcels to be sorting through. I shouldn't even let myself get this distracted. Right, let's have it then. A true man knows when it's appropriate to blitz through an otherwise crushing workload for the greater good. Some days August will sort a whole sack of post, and then I'll have to go through and sort it properly. Now, I'm not a psychic, but this feels an awful lot like it's going to be one of those days. The two of us set about rifling through today's outbound deliveries. Hard as it might be to believe, I don't hate August. It's hard to hate him. He's just an idiot. He tests your patience for sure, but overall he's definitely not someone I dislike. His mother was a lifelong friend with my own. I know he's completely brainless, but we did practically grow up together, so I can't help but feel like some of that might be my fault. Don't blame yourself for that, dear. Then, a few months ago, this gruffy guy came in, started making a scene. Thought we were concealing a letter from his wife or something. He didn't seem entirely correct in the head. Anyway, August all but hid under the desk when Miller got rid of him. He moped around for a good couple days after that. Then, seemingly overnight, he decided he wanted to be a real man, and all this weird and affected confidence kind of sprung up out of nowhere. He attacked everyone he meets into submission now. I can't understand why he's so immediately on board with this whole war business anyway. I wonder if he considers it the logical next step. Thanks for covering my shifts while I'm away. Saint Elfriede to the rescue, that's fine. Are you excited? I'm so excited. Are you excited? No. About the extra shifts? Yes, over the moon. No, you know what about the war. I guess I don't have much of an opinion, certainly not yet. It's not like I'm about to be recruited, is it? Not sure if you've noticed, but I'm not exactly the target demographic, and yet you somehow end up in the middle of it. Oh, rubbish to that, you should come anyway. Feel the excitement of the battlefield with a rifle in your hands and old August by your side. Women can become true men too, Elfriede. Nice to know that you... Well, you can take this two ways. You can take this two ways, and I appreciate both of those sentiments. Do you ever think before you open your mouth? I was joking. Yes. It was a joke. But seriously, it's not like some boy's adventure. It's going to be your war as much as ours, you know? Everyone's talking about the home front. It's important to keep morale up, and there'll be war work too. Apparently there's going to be factories and hospitals and... Well, I'm sure it'll be exciting for some women, but please do remember that I'll be taking over your job, which is practically the same as my job. I might not be in for the mad testosterone field odyssey you think I am. Well, just cast your mind forward to when I return then. This place is finally going to have a proper man around. Oh boy. God, more than that. I'll be a local hero or something. You are running away with your fantasies, my boy. Wow, it's not like that. Have you been talking to Eugen again? Yeah, I have. And I agree with him. To get a rite of passage like this is a blessing. You sure have better rite of passages to adulthood, or being a true man, like you say. Like, I don't know, do something productive. More productive than killing people, please. Not to be stereotypical, but... I don't know, maybe... build a tale, or I don't know. Build something, make something, don't kill someone, please. Especially when I'm at this stage in my life. I'm glad I can take full advantage of the opportunity. How should I react to all this? You'd still be the same old August. Killing someone will not make you a better person. It will give you PTSD. No, that's what I'm trying to avoid. Why are you being such a pessimist about this? Oh, you will change throughout of this, but not for the better, my boy. August, I'm not being a pessimist, I'm being realistic. I can't help but sigh. I've been signing a lot today, and that trend seems likely to continue. I've got a question, if that's alright. As long as it's not just some naysaying in the skies, what is it? What do you think the war actually consists of, August? Purely academically, in your mind, how do you envision spending your days on the front lines? You know, war stuff. Discipline and training and fieldwork. Camaraderie. Getting your blood pumping with a good old battle. And killing people. The part where you kill people. Okay, think back to primary school. Remember when your rabbit was asleep and you learned about bunny heaven? I'm not 7, I know what you... Right, firstly, my little rabbit's name was Hilda, so don't pretend you don't remember that. Answer the question, August. I mean, surely. It will eventually get to the point where you have to kill someone. Or at least try to. Are you sure that's, Oh, are you pacifist? They told me about you people. Dude! Sorry, but you are undermining true justice and bleeding the fatherland dry. Quoting war enthusiasts, are you? He recites his, I suppose, riposte quite mechanically. Who's done this? Who put this kind of thing into his vocabulary? Sorry, Elfriede, don't shoot the messenger, but I'm sure you can get help. I am not a pacifist. Would be better if you were. I'm just wondering, with the greatest of respect, if you really think you're a good match for the hardened commando life. August's eyes dart away from me. He glanced up at the clock as a diversion. He was clearly hoping against hope for his inquiry to yield the result it did. Lunchtime! Come on, let's get to the square. I can tell that this conversation is over in August's eyes. At this stage, it appears that a little is going to stand between him and the recruitment desk. Alright, let's go. So many people. When we reach the square, the first thing that strikes me is the sheer amount of townspeople who have made their way here. At this exact moment in time, there must be hundreds. Women and children are milling about too, rather than just men like I would have thought. Stalls have been set up selling Wesslinger flags, and there's even a group of rowdy old men belting out traditional Wesslinger folk songs. People have put streamers up on the houses and shops too, and everyone's laughing and cheering. It's still too early to judge, but I will say that so far it certainly has the feel of a telling your grandchildren moment. Right, super. Where do we go? Where's this desk? It's probably something to do with that giant all-consuming queue, August. Ah yes, that will be it. August attaches himself to the very back of the queue, and I stand with him to wait, well aware that I will probably have to return to the post office before we reach the front. I have to say, seeing the whole great scene here has put my mind at rest, a little bit anyway. I still have a lot of reservations about August's fitness for service, but seeing everyone all crowded around in high spirits like this is actually strangely reassuring. Maybe I was just being a stick in the mud. We've been waiting for about 10 minutes when August suddenly ducks down mid-sentence. He stops talking and furtively thrusts his arm in the direction of a man who just entered my peripheral vision. Is that Wolf? Wolf? Here? No way. Wolf Hausmann. That sullen young man skulking around at the back of the queue is Wolfgang Hausmann. Ah, Wolfgang. Someone in my family is called Wolfgang. He used to work at the Blaue Rose fields. That Boschberg's main industry, by the way. We specialize in a very rare breed of artificially blue rose. And the majority of our men are gardeners, working to meet the demand of nobles and industry leaders the world over. Wolf wasn't exactly a model employee, though. He got the sack a few weeks ago, and he spent a couple of nights in the cells since then for shoplifting and starting fights at Kaiser's Arms. If he's in the square today, then that can only mean one thing. Unless he's just rubbernecking, Lord knows he doesn't have anything else to fill his days at the moment. Oh, damn it, he clocked us. Wolf has indeed noticed us and is in the process of ambling over. I've really not had the best luck today. Alright. Wolf, what do you want? Willfully oblivious to August's inquisition, Wolf barks a question of his own. You signing up? Yeah, that's right. Is that really all he came over to ascertain? Well, Wolf, are you? I ain't decided. Well, I doubt there's a place for you. The war is a noble pursuit for noblemen. You cannot even say that straight. I know you like to steal, but the one thing you can steal is respect. There's a lot of things you can steal. August attempts nonchalance, but the glimmer behind his eyes tells me how proud he is of that remark. I can steal a cricket bat. That he can. And I can beat 7 shades of shit out of anyone who wants to disrespect me. Is that meant to be clever? You're a damned hooligan, Wolf. You're not fit to defend the nation alongside its best and brightest. Best and brightest like you fucking postman. What's that supposed to mean? It means, I don't know, why you're still flapping your gums. Defending the nation. What are you talking about? Have you even ever been in a fight before? Ever? It's been tense now. Wolf advances on August and ends up standing slightly too close. Or is that what's going on? You're trying to start something right now? Because I will murder you, son. Go ahead, Wolf, hit me. At a recruitment drive in front of everyone. Hit me square in the old face, make a big scene. Prove to the world that you're not fit to fight for a Westling. I never said I was gonna, I said I didn't know. Maybe I will, if I get to see a rat like you get what's coming to him. Oh boy. Don't make me laugh. It's discipline that will save your skin out there. Discipline and the soul of a true man. You have neither. The only thing that will save you is luck. War is a calling, and someone who treats it like some pub brawl will last about as long as they deserve to. And you will last longer, my dear. And you will last longer with this attitude of yours. I'm sorry, but I'm picturing you being the first to die with this kind of attitude. Honestly, I think Wolf's experience is more valid than August's platitudes. How should I react to all this? Yeah, calm down, August. Exactly, shut your mouth, whale. Frida, what's gotten into you? I guess if you're not gifted with the mindset of a man, you can never truly understand. Dude! But not just anyone can be a soldier. As Wolf begins to roll up his sleeves, August's eyes widen. He points off to the other side of the square. Hey, that's Eugen! Eugen, over here! Eugen! After a good few seconds, the object of August's hollering finally takes notice. He strides briskly in our direction, waving and smiling at various town people as he crosses the square. And when he comes to a halt, he lets out a short, sharp laugh. Eugen von Reinhold. Too many male voices. I don't have so many male voices. Felicitations. Eugen von Reinhold. This rather dapper gentleman is Eugen von Reinhold. In olden times, the Reinhold family were aristocratic patrons of the town, but nowadays they have lost a lot of their standing. Community leaders is more like it. However, this is a very notable however. The Blaue Rosefields are located in their estate. As such, they have become Buschberg's main employers, and oversee the majority of the town's industry. Eugen's the only son and the man of the family after we lost his father a few years back, so he's been the manager ever since then. Why was the first thing that popped into mind is if you want to marry rich, marry him? Oh boy. And against all odds, it seems he's actually a decent enough businessman too. Well, I guess most of the customers are some variety of decadent fob, and that's very much a language Eugen can speak. Shh, your lordiness. Hausmann, it's certainly a surprise to see you here. Oh, and remember how Wolf was fired from the fields? Well, specifically he was let go for, lumping Eugen. They've got in an argument and Wolf gave Eugen a black eye, thus ending the chapter of his life where he worked for Eugen. Schoolboy error, never punch your boss in the eye. I assume Matt Posho, like you, has done his duty by now. That's right, Hausmann. Proud to report that I'm shipping out to the basic training first thing in the morning. As if I would need basic training. How do you skip to advanced? That's not how it... Eugen, Wolf thinks he's gonna sign up. And he thinks beating up people in the streets means he's gotta be good at it. Tell him how ridiculous that is. Come now, Whale. I'll admit that Hausmann's forays into the martial sphere thus far have proven a little unsavory. But I am willing, in this case, to don the mantle of the bigger man, and I can only advise that you follow suit. You are not exactly, helping right now. You'll have to excuse Eugen's manner. He can sometimes be a bit flowery. I've always just assumed that it's what he thinks an aristocrat sounds like. Never underestimate the chip of a backwater noble's shoulder. Actually, that's the point. We're all used to his little dramatic flourishes by now, but I can't imagine he'll have a great deal of success mingling with soldiers. Yeah, he's gonna have a rough time. Well, he's a smart enough guy. I'm sure he'll learn to adjust. Hold on, I've only just registered what he was actually saying. Is he really okay with the idea of Wolf signing up? Is the mood really that positive? Eugen strides over to an increasingly irate Wolf and perfectly places a hand on his shoulder. Houseman, if you're truly ready to answer the call, truly willing to take up arms in defense of Weisling's beauteous spirit, her everlasting glory, then, sir, you can count upon my respect and the respect of my kin. Wolf bats the hand away. Christ. Why are you not fucking embarrassed to say this stuff out loud? And I said I ain't decided. Unlike you two, I don't get fully erect when people start talking about respect. You're obsessed, both of you. Lovely imagery. Wolf has such a way with words. He spits on the ground and turns to leave. I notice for the first time that he's clutching a large, crumbled paperback. Served a lot of you. I'm off home. Granddad's gonna be wondering where I am. Wondering where his medicine is anyway. And his whiskey. A winning combination. Wolf takes a single step before stopping and looking back over his shoulder. Rariness in his voice, he speaks. Thought it might be nice to break some Leylandians' heads, I mean. A chance to really bludgeon some of those smug bastards, you know. Hey, Wolf, that's not the path you should be. But I don't know, if everyone's out there just gonna be yapping at me all day. Not sure if it's worth it. And he leaves, apparently not too much of a hurry. I hear sporadic mumbling curses as he slopes away. Did you hear that? At the end there? Breaking heads? What about those noble motives then? None of you are noble. While I cannot fault Houseman's commitment to the cause, I am unsure that his fighting spirit comes from most sporting of angles. Oh, this is a farce. It was supposed to be how we get away from people like Wolf. What's wrong with you? Why didn't you put him in his place? Because, well, it is not my place to decry the bravery of others. That is true. Whilst each of the Fatherland's men must pledge their loyalty in Wesling's hour of need, we may not always see eye to eye on the specifics. But any Butchman man who joins the conflict has sworn himself as a brother, and the reconciliation between my brother and myself is a beautiful thing to behold. Even, nay, especially, if they've recently, punched me. I wouldn't jump too far ahead. He said he was only thinking about it. Probably won't even have the balls to sign up. That sentence sounds so unnatural coming from August's mouth. Well, I remain hopeful that Houseman will come around. The Boschberg fellows can always use another pair of hands, regardless of those hands' past misdemeanors. Boschberg fellows? Ah, indeed, I have learned that on this days of days. It has become customary for small towns to populate entire units from among their own citizenry. Hang on a second. I've offered Eugen digs around in his various jacket pockets before theatrically throwing up his hands in concession. Dread. No leaflets remaining. Well, I did leave a stack on the baker's when I went to chat to Falk, or as we know him, Private Falk. Come to think of it, Privates Kellner and Preuss from the fields took a set shot each too. As far as I know, they have been intercepting people on Main Street all day. This job has truly been a whirlwind, but the literature seems to be doing its job. As things currently stand, we of the fellows now have enough men for our own company. That's... Oh, forgive me for the technical details, my dear lady, but the company is roughly 200 soldiers. Split across 24 small squads of 9 men. There's more of a hierarchy to it, but we saved it for another day. But 5 companies, then you have a battalion. Think of that. 1/5 of a battalion completely accounted by true and honest Boschberg men. It takes the breath away. And this is a fairly small population. This is a fairly small proportion of our total enlistees. Apparently, there are still a good few recruits who have neglected to opt into the fellows. Truly, there is no accounting for taste. Well, spirits seem high here at least. It reminds me of that street party last year, you know, for, what was its name? Ah, Prince Gunther, when he was born. But I can't remember the last time I saw so many people all out at once. Okay, but I think I really should stop the part right here then. So next time we will continue all this and see how it goes. I wonder if we meet a lot more guys before actually enlisting. And yeah, I still wonder how Elfrida is actually gonna be a part of the war. So until then, until the next part. Bye!